Welcome to World Rare Coins, the ultimate place where small change turns into big treasure. If you love rare and valuable US coins, you're in the right spot. Let's uncover the hidden gems hiding in your pocket change. Top 1 today, we are diving deep into the fascinating history of the 1972 Washington quarter dollar. Yes, you heard that right. One tiny, ordinary-looking coin from your pocket change might be hiding a huge secret. A secret that, if you're lucky, could be worth tens of thousands of dollars to so sit back, relax, and pay close attention. Because if you happen to own one of these rare quarters, your life could be about to change. Before we dive into what makes the 1972 Washington quarter so special, let's take a quick look at the coin itself. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932, originally minted to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the obverse of the coin features a left-facing bust of George Washington himself, bold and dignified, the word liberty above his head, and the phrase "In God we trust" to his left. Below, the date, 1972, is clearly inscribed. Flip the coin over, and you're greeted by an elegant image of a bald eagle perched on a bundle of arrows, framed by olive branches, a striking symbol of both strength and peace. The words United States of America and quarter dollar circle the eagle, with E pluribus unum just above its head. It's a design that's instantly recognizable, almost iconic in the world of American currency. Now, at first glance, the 1972 quarter may not seem very different from millions of other quarters minted that year. In fact, over 500 million of these coins were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. But here's where it gets exciting. Not all 1972 quarters are created equal. Some of them contain rare features and minting errors that make them incredibly valuable to collectors. You might be wondering, how can a coin so common be worth a small fortune? The answer lies in the details. Tiny imperfections and rare variations that are often invisible to the untrained eye. Let's break it down. Point one of the most sought-after types of valuable 1972 quarters are those with double die errors. These are coins where, during the minting process, the die that stamps the coin struck it more than once, just slightly off from the first strike. The result? A doubling effect on the letters, numbers, or even Washington's face. This kind of error can be most noticeable in the words "liberty" or "In God we trust," where the letters might appear shadowed or slightly overlapping. To collectors, these errors aren't flaws. They're fascinating anomalies that increase a coin's uniqueness and value. But it doesn't stop there. Some 1972 quarters have been found with off-center strikes, meaning the design is not properly aligned on the coin. These are eye-catching errors where part of the design might even be missing or pushed to the edge of the coin. The more extreme the misalignment, the more valuable the coin becomes. Another rare phenomenon includes clipped planchet errors, where the coin blank, the flat piece of metal before the design is stamped, is incomplete. These coins have a distinctive curved or straight slice missing from the edge, a result of a malfunction during the cutting process at the mint. Even wrong planchet errors have been discovered in the 1972 series. That means the coin was struck on a metal blank mint for another denomination, like a dime or a foreign coin. These ultra-rare specimens are like winning the lottery for collectors, because they're often one-of-a-kind and can command astronomical prices. Now let's talk about condition. As with all coins, the state of preservation can make a massive difference in value. A 1972 Washington quarter in poor or average condition, something that's been through years of vending machines and laundry cycles, is usually only worth face value. But a coin that has been carefully preserved, never circulated, and graded by a professional as being in mint state, or better, can fetch serious money. Coin grading services like PCGS and NGC assign a grade to coins based on their wear, luster, strike quality, and eye appeal. The highest grades, such as MS 65 or higher, are especially prized by collectors because they represent the coin in nearly perfect condition. But what happens when a 1972 Washington quarter is not only in mint condition, but also includes one or more of the rare errors we just mentioned? That's when things get really exciting. In fact, there have been documented instances where specific error coins from 1972 have sold for prices that would make your jaw drop. One such extraordinary example was found with both a double die error and an unusually high mint state grading. This rare and well-preserved coin, overlooked by many for decades, became a holy grail for collectors. And now, for the part you've all been waiting for. The question burning in your mind since the beginning of this video. How much can a 1972 Washington quarter really be worth if it checks all the right boxes? Drumroll, please. An ultra-rare 1972 Washington quarter, in pristine condition with specific mint errors and collector-grade rarity, has been valued at an astonishing $84,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. Not 84 cents. Not even $800. A full $84,000 for a single quarter that might be sitting, unnoticed, in a drawer, coin jar, or even your pocket right now. Think about that for a moment. A coin you could have spent on a soda or parking meter might be worth more than a brand new luxury car. This is what makes the hobby of coin collecting so thrilling. Because real-life treasure hunts still exist. Oh, what should you do next? If you've got a stack of old quarters lying around, it's time to start looking. Check the date. Look closely at the design. Get a magnifying glass if you have to. And if you think you might have a coin with an error, unusual texture, or off-center design, don't just toss it aside. Take it to a reputable coin dealer or have it graded by a professional coin grading service. Top 2, we're diving into a modern coin that could be sitting in your wallet or hiding in your pocket change right now. It's the 2021 United States Washington quarter, specifically the stunning Crossing the Delaware edition. At first glance, it looks like just another shiny new quarter. But don't be fooled. There's something about this particular coin that has coin collectors buzzing, treasure hunters on the lookout, and experts scouring for rare errors. And if you're lucky enough to own the right version of this coin, it could be worth a small fortune. Stay with me until the very end, because this one simple 25-cent piece might just be worth an unbelievable $81,000. Let's take a moment to appreciate what makes this coin so important. In 2021, the U.S. Mint released the Washington quarter featuring General George Washington crossing the Delaware River. This marked the end of the long-running America the Beautiful Quarters program, which showcased national parks and iconic American landscapes from 2010 to 2021. The Crossing the Delaware quarter pays tribute to one of the most pivotal and symbolic moments in American Revolutionary history, Washington's daring crossing on the night of December 25, 1776, leading his troops to a surprise victory. It's a design that not only honors the courage and leadership of the first U.S. president, but also breathes new life into modern coinage. Now, the obverse, or front, of the coin features the classic image of Washington, originally designed by sculptor John Flanagan. But in this release, it's slightly updated, with a sharper look and the date, 2021, clearly visible at the bottom. Above his head, you'll see the word Liberty, and the famous American motto, "In God We Trust," rests proudly to the left. But it's the reverse side of this coin that makes it truly unique. On the back, George Washington is depicted standing tall at the front of a boat, sword drawn, as he leads Continental Army troops across the icy Delaware River. Behind him, the waves crash, and a powerful sense of motion and urgency fills the scene. This dramatic portrayal of bravery and resilience marks a departure from the calm landscapes and monuments featured in the previous quarter series. Now, here's where things start to get really exciting, because not all 2021 Crossing the Delaware quarters are created equal. Although millions of these coins were minted, a small number of them contain rare minting errors that make them exceptionally valuable. These aren't just minor imperfections. They're fascinating anomalies that transform an everyday coin into a collector's dream point. One of the most sought-after errors is the die clash error. This happens when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet, coin blank, between them, leaving behind ghostly impressions on future coins. A Washington quarter with visible clash marks, especially if Washington's face appears faintly on the reverse or if the reverse design bleeds into the front, is incredibly rare. Another prized variation is the double die error. In these coins, certain parts of the design appear to be doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. This doubling can often be seen in the words "Liberty," "In God We Trust," or even the boat's rigging and Washington's figure on the reverse. These double die quarters are stunning under magnification and highly coveted by collectors. Then there's the off-center strike, where the design of the coin is misaligned because the blank wasn't centered correctly when it was struck. Depending on the severity, off-center quarters can show part of the design missing or oddly shifted toward the edge. The more dramatic the error, the higher the coin's value, especially if the date remains fully visible. But perhaps the most elusive and valuable error is the wrong planchet error. Imagine a quarter that was accidentally struck on a blank mint for a dime or even a foreign coin. The result? A completely unique coin in size, weight, and appearance. These misstrikes are extremely rare and are often the result of a blank from another production run accidentally being fed into the wrong machine. That kind of error creates a one-of-a-kind piece, often worth thousands of times its face value. Condition also plays a huge role in determining the value of a 2021 crossing the Delaware quarter. Most of the ones you'll find in circulation have scratches, dings, or signs of wear from daily use. But a coin in uncirculated condition, especially one graded as MS 65 or higher, can command serious attention on the numismatic market. Coin grading is a precise science, done by professionals at organizations like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. A coin graded MS 65 or above is nearly flawless, with brilliant luster and no visible imperfections under 5x magnification. Now, imagine combining that pristine condition with a significant mint error. That's when a 25-cent coin becomes a golden ticket. It's already been documented. Some error versions of the 2021 crossing the Delaware quarter, especially those with dramatic die clashes, double dies, and wrong planchet strikes, have caught the eye of serious collectors, auction houses, and museums. And yes, one such extraordinary specimen, a 2021 Washington quarter featuring a rare combination of mint errors and certified mint state condition, was appraised at a staggering $81,000. Yes, you heard it right. A modern U.S. quarter minted just a few years ago can be worth $81,000 under the right circumstances. Think about it. How many of these coins have passed through your hands in the last year or two? How many are sitting in coin jars, forgotten in drawers, or sitting at the bottom of your car's cup holder? One of them could be worth a life-changing amount of money. That's the thrill of coin collecting. It's not just about history, it's about discovery. It's about finding beauty and rarity in the everyday. And it's about realizing that treasures aren't always buried deep underground. Sometimes, they're right in your change. So, if you come across a 2021 Washington quarter with George Washington crossing the Delaware, don't spend it just yet. Take a closer look. Examine the details. Check for doubling, misalignment, or unusual textures. And if something looks off, in the best way possible, get that coin checked by a professional. It might be your lucky break. Top 3, we're diving deep into an intriguing piece of American history, the 1981 Washington quarter dollar. You might have a few of these in your pocket or tucked away in a drawer, but listen carefully, because this seemingly ordinary quarter could be worth a fortune. Let's start by painting a picture of the 1981 Washington quarter. Since 1932, the Washington quarter has been a staple in U.S. currency, honoring the first president of the United States, George Washington. The obverse side features a proud, left-facing portrait of Washington, designed originally by John Flanagan. The coin's front also proudly carries the words "Liberty" above Washington's head, "In God We Trust" to the left, and of course, the year 1981 at the bottom. Flip the coin over, and you'll find the classic heraldic eagle, wings spread wide, clutching arrows and olive branches, a symbol of both war and peace. Circling the eagle are the words "United States of America" and "quarter dollar," reminding us this coin is the 25-cent backbone of American currency. On the surface, the 1981 quarter looks like millions of others minted that year. But what makes some of these coins extraordinary and highly collectible are the rare errors and variations that occurred during production, along with the coin's condition. That's where the magic and value truly lies. You might ask, what kind of errors make the 1981 Washington quarter so special? Let's talk about the double die obverse, DDO, first. This error occurs when the die that strikes the coin's design shifts slightly between impressions, causing a doubled or blurry effect on the letters or numbers on the coin's face. For the 1981 quarter, this doubling is often visible around the word "Liberty," the date, or "In God We Trust." Collectors prize these errors because they show a fascinating glimpse into the minting process and because genuine double dies are much rarer than you might think. Another major collectible feature is the off-center strike error. Imagine the coin blank being struck off perfectly center. Now imagine it slightly shifted so that part of the design is missing or cut off at the edge. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin is to collectors. For the 1981 Washington quarter, off-center strikes range in degrees of misalignment, and the rarity increases with the size of the misstrike. There's also the intriguing clipped planchet error, a coin that has a curved or straight section missing from the edge due to a flaw during the blanking process before striking. These clipped coins have a distinctive look and are relatively uncommon, making them highly sought after. Don't overlook the importance of the coin's condition in all this. Even the rarest error coins won't fetch top dollar if they're heavily worn or damaged. This is where grading comes in. Professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC carefully evaluate a coin's wear, strike quality, luster, and eye appeal, assigning grades ranging from poor to mint state. Mint state coins, especially those graded MS 65 and above, can dramatically increase the value. Now, combine a rare mint error with a pristine, mint state 1981 Washington quarter, and you're entering the world of high-value coin collecting. Here's where things get really exciting. Some of these special error quarters from 1981, especially those with clear double die obverse errors or striking off-center misalignments, have captured the attention of collectors and auction houses worldwide. Imagine a coin minted over 40 years ago with a perfect mint state grade, showcasing a beautiful double die or an extreme off-center strike. This isn't just a collector's item, it's a treasure. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for, the value. A truly rare 1981 Washington quarter in mint condition, showing significant and clear minting errors, can command an incredible price. One such remarkable coin has been appraised at a jaw-dropping $79,000. Yes, you heard that right. $79,000 for a coin that was once just a simple piece of pocket change. This is why coin collecting is more than just a hobby. It's a journey into history, art, and sometimes unexpected fortune. The key is in the details, the date, the errors, and the condition. If you have a 1981 Washington quarter lying around, take a closer look. You might just be holding a rare treasure. Top 4, we're shining the spotlight on a very special piece from the United States, the 1998 Washington quarter dollar. You might think a quarter from 1998 is just another everyday coin. But listen carefully, because this coin has some secrets that could make it a prized treasure in your collection. Let's start by understanding what this coin represents. The Washington quarter has been a symbol of American currency since 1932, paying homage to the first president, George Washington. On the obverse, or front, you'll find the iconic portrait of Washington, a design by John Flanagan that has graced quarters for decades. Above his head is the word liberty, proudly declared, and alongside it, the motto, "In God We Trust," and the year 1998. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the heraldic eagle, wings spread wide, clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing the balance between strength and peace. Now, to the casual observer, the 1998 quarter might seem common. After all, millions were minted that year. But for the keen collector, certain versions of this coin stand apart, and the difference lies in rarity and those fascinating mint errors that happen in the coin-making process. These errors are what make some 1998 quarters exceptionally valuable. One of the most well-known and sought-after errors on this coin is the double die obverse. This occurs when the coin's obverse die strikes twice, but slightly misaligned, causing a doubling effect on the lettering or the date. On a 1998 quarter, this doubling can often be seen on the words "Liberty," "In God We Trust," or the numerals 1998. The doubling can range from subtle to very pronounced, and the more obvious the doubling, the more valuable the coin is to collectors. But the double die isn't the only error to watch for. Another rare and exciting error is the off-center strike. This happens when the blank planchet, the metal disc that becomes the coin, is not perfectly centered when it is struck by the dies. This causes part of the design to be cut off or shifted, making for a striking visual that collectors find fascinating. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. We also can't forget the clipped planchet error, where the edge of the coin looks like it's been sliced off. This happens due to a mistake during the blanking process before the coin is even struck. A clipped planchet coin shows a curved or straight missing portion, making it a rare anomaly sought after by collectors. Condition plays a huge role in a coin's value, too. A 1998 Washington quarter that's been circulating will have wear and tear, scratches, and faded details. But an uncirculated coin, especially one graded MS 65 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC, is like a gem. Its surface sharp, its luster intact, and its details crisp and vibrant. Now, imagine combining one of these rare errors with a pristine, mint-condition 1998 quarter. That's when the magic really happens. Such coins become not only rare collector's items, but also valuable investments. Serious numismatists and collectors are always on the hunt for these exceptional coins, sometimes paying thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars to add them to their collections. And here's the most incredible part. Some rare 1998 Washington quarters with clear double die errors or pronounced off-center strikes, preserved in mint condition, have been valued at an astounding price. We're talking about a staggering $76,000 for a single quarter. Yes, $76,000 for a coin you might still find in your change jar. Yet that's the incredible power of coin collecting. What appears to be an ordinary piece of metal can sometimes turn out to be a treasure beyond imagination. So, if you have a 1998 Washington quarter, take a close look at it. Examine the details under a magnifying glass. Check for any doubling in the lettering, off-center designs, or clipped edges. If you find something unusual, it's worth getting it professionally appraised and graded. Top 5. We're focusing on a classic piece from American currency, the 1986 Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, this might look like just another quarter minted over 3 decades ago, but hold on tight, because this particular coin has some amazing secrets that can make it incredibly valuable. If you love coins or are just curious about what could be lurking in your pocket change, listen closely and enjoy this deep dive. Let's start with some background. The Washington quarter has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1932, featuring the distinguished profile of George Washington, our first president. On the obverse side, you'll see the iconic left-facing bust of Washington, created by sculptor John Flanagan. Above his head is the word Liberty, and just to the left, the phrase "In God We Trust." The date, 1986, sits prominently at the bottom. Turn the coin over and the reverse displays the classic bald eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and olive branches, a timeless symbol of strength and peace. The edges read, United States of America and quarter dollar, reminding us this coin is worth 25 cents. Simple, yet elegant. Now, millions of these quarters were minted in 1986, so why should this one catch your attention? The answer lies in the fascinating world of coin errors and rarity. Certain variations and mistakes made during the minting process can turn an otherwise common coin into a prized collector's item. One of the most fascinating and sought-after errors for the 1986 Washington quarter is the double die obverse error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin's front design is misaligned during the manufacturing process, causing some parts of the image or text to appear doubled. On a 1986 quarter, you might spot this doubling effect on the word Liberty, the date, 1986, or the motto, In God We Trust. This doubling can be subtle or pronounced, but the more obvious it is, the more valuable the coin becomes to collectors. Another remarkable error to watch for is the off-center strike. Picture this. During production, the blank metal disc that will become the coin doesn't line up perfectly with the dies that strike the design. This causes the design to be shifted off-center, sometimes just a little, sometimes dramatically. Coins with larger off-center strikes reveal partial or skewed designs and edges missing parts of the images. For 1986 quarters, these off-center strikes are highly sought after, especially if the date remains fully visible. Then, there's the rare and intriguing clipped planchet error. This happens when a coin blank is accidentally cut improperly before being struck, resulting in a coin that looks like it has a curved or straight chunk missing from its edge. Such coins stand out instantly and are treasured by collectors who love unusual imperfections. Another factor that dramatically influences value is the condition of the coin. While many 1986 quarters have been in circulation for decades and show the typical wear and tear, scratches, dings, and fading. An uncirculated or near-perfect coin is a completely different story. A coin that retains its original luster, sharp details, and no visible damage can command much higher prices. This is why professional grading is so important. Experts at organizations like PCGS or NGC give coins grades based on their condition, with MS 65 and above being highly coveted. Now, imagine a coin that combines these two elements: a rare mint error like a double die or off-center strike, and a pristine mint condition grade. This combination is pure gold for collectors and investors alike. Here's where it gets exciting. A 1986 Washington quarter with significant mint errors, especially if it's certified in a high-grade mint state condition, can be worth a fortune. Serious collectors have been known to pay top dollar for these rare gems. And here's the showstopper. One such extraordinary 1986 Washington quarter, boasting an exceptional double die, obverse error, and flawless condition, has been appraised at an astonishing $73,000. Yes, $73,000 for a coin that many people simply used to pay for parking or vending machines decades ago. This is why coin collecting isn't just a hobby. It's a fascinating journey into history, craftsmanship, and sometimes unexpected wealth. If you have a 1986 Washington quarter lying around, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. Use a magnifying glass to examine the lettering and design for any doubling. Check if the design is centered, and inspect the edges for any unusual clipping. But if something looks different or unique, it's definitely worth having it examined by a professional numismatist or grading service. You might be holding a hidden treasure that could change your life. Thanks for joining me on this exciting exploration of the 1986 Washington quarter. If you enjoyed learning about this rare coin and want to uncover more amazing stories behind coins and collectibles, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell. There's a whole world of rare and valuable coins waiting for us to discover together. Happy collecting! And remember, the next great coin find might just be in your pocket.